Hey there, it's Cheryl, mental toughness coach, published author, speaker, and mother to a couple of great kids who happen to be high school and now college Division I student athletes. Today we're going to talk about one secret for teens to make the most out of their team sport. And that one secret is them learning how to monitor their emotional contagion. Now, if you haven't heard of that phrase before, I'm going to explain it. It's pretty interesting. But before I do that, I like to say congratulations to all the teens who are playing on a team or if they recently went through tryouts. Once teens get to high school, it's very difficult to just make a team. So I really want to offer my congratulations because that is really an amazing feat and they should all be proud of themselves. So have you ever been around someone who's very negative and pessimistic? It seems like they kind of pull you down with them. Or have you been around someone, conversely, who's very upbeat and they're very energetic and they want to tell you about all the great things they're doing and they're asking about what you're doing? And chances are you feel better just being around them. So for better, for worse, emotions are contagious, and that's where the phrase emotional contagion comes from. Now, if a teen wants to bring their best self to their team sport, they need to learn to manage their emotional contagion, and it needs to be optimistic, encouraging, and energetic. So here's a couple tips on how teens can manage their emotional contagion so they can have the best season possible. The first tip is they need to learn to be an actor. Sometimes things are going well, and that's easy to have a great emotional contagion. They can be very excited and upbeat. It almost comes naturally. But what about when things aren't going so well? This is when they really need to be an actor, and they really need to believe that their desired result is possible, and they need to believe it till the bitter end. And what I mean by being an actor is it may not be possible, it may be highly unlikely, but they have to believe it until the bitter end. So they may really need to be an actor and actress. The second thing for them to bring their best emotional contagion to their team is to bring the love. Now, what I mean by that is if your teen is on a team where everyone gets along and everyone is really willing to have everyone's back and they're willing to play really hard and make each other look great, then they should be well on their way to having a fantastic season. If, however, they don't get along so well and some of the kids are playing for themselves rather than each other, then there needs to be some work to be done. It's really been proven that teams that get along and teams that play for each other rather than just for themselves do better in the end. So it's very important for them to get a hold of this idea. It might be that they're not best friends outside of their sport, and that's normal and completely fine. But if teens can commit to getting along and really supporting each other and having a mutual respect inside their sport, then their team will be better for it. And finally, teens need to get fired up to have a very positive and helpful emotional contagion. So the world belongs to the energetic, and that was a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson, and it is so true. The world does not belong to the slouchers and the pouters. And I don't mean for this to sound harsh, but it's really true. If you look at champions throughout history, they are very, very energetic, and they really can add this energy, especially when it's really needed. So again, it's easy to be energetic when things are going well, and that's important too. So keep that momentum. But energy is incredibly important when things need to get turned around. So finding a way to get energetic when the rest of the team is starting to get down, or when errors are made, or when a team is behind, that is an incredibly important emotional contagion that your teen will need to bring to their team so the team can do as best as possible, especially when it really matters. So here's a tip, or it's more of a challenge. I challenge you to ask your teen what type of emotional contagion do they want to bring to their first couple weeks of practice, assuming they're hopping on a new team here. So go ahead, challenge your teen, and ask them what emotional contagion do they want to bring to their team. If you found this helpful, I ask that you share on Facebook or pass it along if it can be helpful to any other teen or parent. Thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you next time.